let's talk about a few different ways that you can contact Uber support in the event that you need to contact them. Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to the Rideshare Guy. So if you've ever had a problem with a passenger or a driver, or if you've ever had an issue with your fare, or something happens and you need to contact support to tell them your side of the story or what's going on, well, how do you contact Uber? A lot of it has to do through the app, but some people don't like to do it through the app. So let's go over a bunch of different ways that you can contact Uber support and try to get your issue resolved. All right, so the first way you could contact Uber, which I just said a lot of people don't like, but it actually is one of the easiest ways, is through the app itself. If you are able to go through the help section and then figure out what your issue is, a lot of the times it might be solved right there where you don't even need to contact support. But if you do need to contact support, you'll be able to through the app itself. Now, one of the things that I like about going through in-app support is the ability to filter out to the correct place that you need to go for whatever issue you have. Maybe it's because you had an issue with a passenger and you need to claim a cleaning fee, or that you had an issue with a fare, or you can't go online, or whatever it might be. There's so many different options in there that you're able to actually filter through, and then it's going to go to the correct department that needs to handle those types of situations. So going in-app to get your issue resolved is actually really good. But there is one thing I would make a recommendation on, because there are so many different options, so many different menus and places to go to see what type of issue you might have. Well, just go through the app and check it out, especially on a regular basis, because there are updates, they change things, they add things. So there's going to be different options that are going to pop up and maybe be moved around and things like that. So just go take some time and go through the app itself, see what functionality it does have, and be familiar with it. Now, another way that you can contact Uber support is through their website, and this is help.uber.com. From there, you can actually get a lot of help when it comes to the app, when it comes to your account, when it comes to a lot of different aspects. Again, that is help.uber.com. Another way that can help actually get your issues resolved is contacting Uber through social media. Uber is responsive on both Facebook and Twitter. If you want to visit their Twitter page, they are at Uber_support. Now, one thing when it comes to Twitter, if you have to tweet at them, keep it short and simple, because you're only allowed so many characters and it's just going to be easier. So try to state your problem, and they will typically respond to you with a direct message where you can help figure out what the issue is, and they can help there. Now, if you want to go on to Facebook as well, you can too, and they will also respond on their Facebook page. They also now have Messenger support, so you can actually contact them through Messenger, or they can contact you through Messenger as well. Again, the only thing I would recommend whenever using that type of means to get hold of them, just be clear, concise, and right to the point when it comes to either Twitter or Facebook. So those are a few different ways that you can contact Uber through text means or through app support. But what if you want to actually talk to somebody? Now, there are two numbers for Uber, and this is mostly for driver support. And there is one number that is pretty much for all helpline, and then there is the critical safety response line, and that is going to be for emergencies only, but I'll get to that in just a second. Let's talk about Uber's contact number for the Uber helpline. Now, there is two ways to get to the helpline number, and it's always good to stay up to date just in case something changes and they have to change it. So the best way is going through your app. Again, go to the help and then scroll down to the bottom where it says contact support. Click that, and then you'll be able to get hold of somebody at the helpline. And then the other way you could contact the number is by dialing it directly. And the number is 1-800-593-7069. Again, that is 1-800-593-7069. Just make sure you put that number into your contacts, so in the event that you actually have to contact Uber for any reason, you got it right there. And if there's an issue with your app or anything like that, you're still able to contact support. Now, if you have an actual emergency going on that does not need 911 to be called, In the event of an actual true emergency where there's somebody hurt or an issue like that, please dial 911 and have emergency services come to you first. But if you have some sort of critical safety issue or anything that you need somebody to talk to right away, again, that is not a 911 emergency, but a different type of emergency, then there is the critical safety hotline number. And that number is 1-800-285-6172. Again, that is 1-800-285-6172. Now, if you put that number in your contact, just put like emergency service Uber or Uber critical safety line, something like that, where you know it's not the hotline number, but it is the emergency line number. And again, this is only for emergencies when it comes to when being on the road. So if you get into an accident or there's some emergency, again, that's not 911 necessary, then make sure you use that number. All right, and the last way that you can contact Uber, which is probably going to be the best, and you're actually not only just able to talk to somebody face-to-face, but you're actually able to do it face-to-face. And that is going to one of Uber's green light hubs. Now, unfortunately, they could be few and far between, but if you have some sort of issue or some sort of problem, sometimes it's actually best to go to the green light hub versus going through one of these other means like in-app support or calling them or whatever it might be. So sometimes the green light hub will actually be better to go to in the event you have some sort of issue. Now, for some people, that might be a drive. That could be a very long drive. There might not be even a green light hub location anywhere near you. So it might be a little bit of a trip. So just be aware of that. But like I said, that could be potentially your best option when it comes to certain issues that you might have when trying to get hold of somebody at Uber. All right, so those are a few different ways that you can contact Uber, whether you're a driver or a passenger. Obviously, passengers have less ways to contact Uber, and it's not necessarily going to be when it comes to the same as what a driver has the options of. So just be aware of that. Again, those are a few different ways. We've had quite a few comments recently. How do you contact Uber? I can't get in hold of them. So those are a few different ways that you can get hold of Uber. And in the event that you have any type of emergency, though, again, make sure you dial 911 in the event that you need actual emergency services. Don't go through that emergency number. Just dial 911 immediately. Hopefully you'll never need that number though, but again, just want to make sure you're aware. That wraps it up for this video, but if you want to be able to use the Upside app for cashback on gas, restaurants, and even groceries, check out the Upside app tutorial right here, and also make sure you subscribe, ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified when new videos come out. All right, everybody, drive safe.